9 personal financial statistics. The last one might shock you. To many of us, the world of money exists in a bit of a black box. We don't talk about money amongst each other. And according to Fidelity, 56% of us have parents that didn't talk to us about our family's finances while we were growing up. Now, without those conversations and chances to learn, we often look to places like social media to try to figure out how our peers handle money. Which can kind of be like trying to learn how outer space works by watching Star Wars. We see highlight reels of our friends, their spending, and a lifestyle that really sheds little light as to what normal is when it comes to handling money. That's because we may not see that amazing vacation on Instagram was actually funded by debt, or that new car your coworker just got came at the expense of emptying their savings account. So, how do we get some insight on where we and our peers stand financially? Fortunately, organizations like the federal government collect and track data on the public's financial habits. I think you'll see from these 9 stats, you might find yourself better off in some ways, but not so different from your peers in others. 1. 25% will rely on Social Security for 90% of their income. For some, living in a world where they've saved enough for retirement feels like a sci-fi novel. According to Vanguard, 58% of people don't think they'll be able to retire at all. And for many, Social Security is the retirement plan. The problem is, Social Security was never meant to be the only source of retirement. Originally, it was intended to be part of a 3-pillar retirement plan. Combined with a pension and personal savings, Social Security was designed to cover about 40% of the average income in retirement. For those who will need it, for the majority of their income, you should expect an average of about $1,976 a month. For some in parts of the country, that could be just rent. 2. The median retirement savings for those 45 to 54 is $115,000. The term median refers to the middle, or the point where 50% of the public falls above and below that retirement savings level. Now, while you might feel that number puts you in good company, in terms of a possible 30-year retirement, it's not a lot. Spread out over time, it's less than $4,000 a year to add to any other income you might have, like Social Security. 3. For many, most of our wealth is locked up in our home. For many, buying a home tends to act like a forced savings program. We're storing up equity and wealth in our home as our home becomes ours outright as we pay off our mortgage. Plus, the value of your house may rise with the market. For some, paying down the mortgage and rising home values have made them millionaires. But there is a catch. The wealth in your home is not liquid, meaning, with a couple of exceptions, you can't spend your house's value and also live in it at the same time. And while around 12% of Americans are millionaires by total net worth defined as everything you own minus everything you owe. When you remove the value of their home, that group of 12% drops to about 3%. And if you have a net worth of, for example, $700,000 and your primary home is close to the national average of $512,000, when you subtract that, you don't have much money left to fund your retirement. 4. Most people end up retiring earlier than planned. According to research, 58% retire earlier than they expect, often due to unforeseen circumstances like health. So, if you're planning on working and saving for retirement until the age of 65, your actual final day of work might catch you by surprise. 5. 24% of people with funds in their retirement accounts keep it in cash. What some with a 401k don't understand is the difference between the 401k account itself, which is a tax-advantaged container or basket, and the investment products like mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, bonds, and other products that you can choose to put in that container. So, if you fail to pick investment types like these and instead leave your money in cash, especially for a long time, you can miss out on a significant opportunity for your money to grow. You also risk the value of that cash being slowly eroded by inflation. Expecting an inheritance, their healthcare might get it first. Healthcare is continuing to become more expensive. In addition, we tend to consume disproportionately more healthcare products and services as we get older. Reports show that an older couple should expect to spend more than $300,000 to cover healthcare needs in retirement. That can increase even further as an older retired couple may need to spend on costly things in their final years and declining health, like rehabilitation or assisted living services. Services that can be up to tens of thousands of dollars a month. When the spending ends, there may not be much left for an inheritance. 7. 48% of the public can't pass a basic financial literacy test. Now, why is that important? Without good financial understanding, some financial products may hurt us more than help us. We can end up buying things or financing products that end up costing us much more than we think. For example, there are people paying more than $1,000 a month to finance a car, likely paying thousands more than they need to over the course of the car's lifetime. And sometimes that's because they focus too much on the lower monthly payment instead of the car's total cost. Good financial literacy skills help you better understand how to get the best value from the things you buy. Plus, it can help you save money that you can then use to save for retirement. 8. 59% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. Many of our peers are living paycheck to paycheck. According to Bankrate, that's 67% of the public. That means so many of us can be just one car repair or a broken fridge away from financial trouble, much less being able to plan and build a future that doesn't include work to pay the bills. Now, here's the statistic that might shock you most. 10% of the public relies on psychics for financial information. According to a 2023 survey by the financial firm Empower, 1 in 4 millennials is consulting a fortune teller or psychic for financial advice. 17% of Gen Z are doing so, compared with 6% and 1% of Gen X and Boomers, respectively. Now, I can't speak to the power of psychics, but I can make a prediction. If you put your money in an established, broad-based, diversified index fund, it's more likely you'll have more money when you retire. So, are you surprised at these stats? Feel ahead or behind? It's good to have a sense of where you are so you can set realistic goals and make a plan to get to be where you want to be financially. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment about what stats apply to you. I'd love to hear what you think.